Good morning, fellowship. My name is Cassian Eve, and this is my story told the best way that I know. My way. I was raised to have high morals and standards, and taught that a successful man always puts his family first, and with a good living everything else will fall into place. My greatest desire was to raise a family in a safe and financial-free world. My intentions were good, so were my motives, and this kept me steadfast and relentless. My whole life was built around my wife and children and a world I could provide for them. I wanted a life that was filled with love and embellished with serenity. My life was my family, and I was the master of my domain. If this domain were to crumble, then my life would cease to exist. My domain, world, was a small ranch in southern Utah, and in all appearances it was the ultimate answer to all of my dreams. Inside the borders of this ranch lay my whole reason for being. My life, my world, my domain. Well, you guessed it, it all came tumbling down. My wife ran off with another man. My children left me, and consequently, my life was shattered. This story is not unique. It happens all the time. You probably know someone in your realm of acquaintances that it has happened to, if not exactly the same, similar. However, the outcome of this is unique. I spent the next 10 years of my life married to the bottle. As I was always successful at what I did, I became a very successful alcoholic. I went right from the top all the way to the bottom. As a matter of fact, I ended up living in the streets, rolling other drunks for enough money to get that drink I always needed. I was unshaven, dirty, and smelly, and as bum-like as any successful drunk can be. When a person gets that low, the most likely next step down is a horrible and painful death. The percentage of alcoholics that turn about and climb back up the ladder from which they have descended is low to nil, but it can be done. I don't know how else to put it, but believe it or not, I was visited by an angel who gave me the courage to start all over again. During the years that I was raising my family, I had an uncommon relationship with my daughter through ESP. I always knew when she was in need of anything, and by the same token, she had the same feelings. Well, I was close to death when my daughter's inner sense told her that her daddy needed her. Even though it had been years since she had seen or heard from me, she didn't even know where I was, but she knew she had to find me. Which she did. I was having a heart attack and was covered with urine and vomit. A very unpleasant sight when she found me. The doctor said I would have died if she hadn't found me when she did. I'll never forget the look on my daughter's face when she first walked into the room and looked at me lying there on the floor. I'd seen concern, shock, disbelief, displeasure. It was painted all over her face. This is when I decided no matter what, I mean no matter what it would take, I was going to cure myself of this disgusting affliction. This shocked me back into reality, and I swore right there and then that no one would ever see me like that again. This scene took place over 20 years ago, and through tons of research and deep determination, I was able to keep my commitment. Since that time, my recovery has been a marvelous work and wonder, and I'm gaining back my stature. What you've just seen is the preface to my life story, Lost and Found. If you're interested in knowing more, I've written several books covering different episodes of my life under the title of Serendipitous Sam. However, I changed the name from Sam to Cass because I'm no longer hiding my identity. I guess that's just about it, folks. Have a good day. This is Big Daddy Cass, signing off.